Hey, this is Awesome Arcades. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to plug in and set up your Pandora DX. First thing I should just point out is that this board is only compatible on my 2-player cabinets. So if I've sent you this video, it's because you have the kind of machine that can play that board. So you're going to have a storm, a typhoon, a tornado, or this, which is called the Ultimate Cocktail. I should just quickly point out, this is my Ultimate. It's an older version. The new version, the lid opens from the back to the front, and the screen would be facing you while the lid's open. So you would just go around the back and access the interior. On the Storm and the Typhoon, there's a big panel on the front of the cabinet. There's a key that opens the panel, and so that is how you would access the interior. On the Tornado is like a big wood cabinet, and you would access the interior from the back. There's a big panel on the back. So again, on the Storm and the Typhoon, there's a door on the front. On the Tornado, there's a door on the back. On this cabinet, there's a lid. And if that's confusing, it won't be once you have the cabinet. It's pretty obvious. There's only one way that you can get inside of each of them once you have it physically in front of you. What you're going to need to do is access on the interior this stuff, okay? And I'm going to set up over here and show you what all that is now. All right, so once you open the cabinet, and again, Storm and the Typhoon, you open a panel on the front. On the Tornado, you open a big panel on the back. On the Ultimates, you just lift up the lid. Inside, what you're gonna find is something that looks like this. This is called your harness, okay? This is what your board looks like. On your board, you're gonna notice there's like a row of teeth. This male part, you're gonna insert into this female part, okay? You'll notice on this row of teeth, there's a little notch. And so you're gonna wanna line up this little notch with this black piece right here, okay? And so all the harnesses are gonna be marked. So you're gonna take this and you're gonna mount it onto that. Now, that's kind of a tight fit. There is a little extension piece that I like to use. It just kind of makes my life easier. And I'll put one of those in there for you. So put that on there. And again, you line up the black piece. This is just an extender, right? This just makes this thing a little deeper. So I'm gonna put that on there, and then, well, you can see that. You take the female part onto the male part, you're gonna press that on. So that's just how you stick the board in the cabinet, okay? So we're gonna come over here and I'm gonna show you. Over here, you've got this. That's the same thing I just showed you over there. And you're gonna press that onto there. Now, in addition, on the back, there's a little VGA thing. And so you're gonna need to take your monitor cable, and you're gonna need to plug in your monitor. And then the last thing you've got back here, it says USB stick. If you wanna download and add games, that's where you plug the USB stick into. There's a separate video that's gonna walk you through that. Basically on this board, you can go to a website and download Nintendo, Super Nintendo games, plug them in via USB and they'll play. But the most important thing, next thing, is that there is a trackball available for this board. So inside your cabinet, you're gonna see, this is like a power strip for USBs, right? So it's a USB thing that allows you to plug in multiple USBs. One of these USBs is for the trackball. The other two are for PlayStation controllers, which are an option, excuse me, option available during checkout. And so if you did get PlayStation controllers, they are gonna be inside the cabinet. I usually keep them down in here inside the coin box. But I run the wires back up into this USB hub, but basically it's one USB, and on the side of the board there's a little thing that says trackball. You're gonna take that and you're gonna plug it into the trackball plug-in, okay? Go ahead and turn on the cabinet. One thing I should point out is here's the setup button right there. Can't miss it. It's the only little button on there. So once we go ahead and turn it on, once it's on, you're gonna press that button, and then we're gonna switch the board to free play. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so I've plugged it in, turned it on. Here's the menu screen that comes up. And so again, once it's on, down here on the side, right next to where the trackball plugs in, there's a little button. Go ahead and press that. When you do that, you're gonna come down here. Now you're in the setup screen, okay? So the first option says I/O test, custom button, using the joystick. And so this is your joystick. These buttons are A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, F, okay? Come down here to Is it system configuration? Let me see. So using the joystick, you move the blinking cursor down to your selection, and then it says press A to enter it. So we'll try system config. I forget which one it is. Yeah, so go into, and then if you want to go back, you press the one player start button. That's this guy. So let me show you that again. So you press that button, you're going to end up in this screen. Using the joystick, you move down to system configuration. To affirm your choice, you press A. Now that you're in system configuration, up here on credit setting, using the A button, you want to toggle through this until you get to free play. So this is 5 credits, 5 coins per credit, 6 coins per credit, 7 coins per credit, you get it. And so you keep pressing through that until you get to free play. Okay. You also want to come down here to exit game mode. This allows you to exit the game in the middle of play by pressing and holding the one player start button for 3 seconds. You want that. So I don't believe it factory defaults to that. So come down here to exit game mode, press the A button to toggle through those choices. I think there's only 2. So you do not want menu exit. You do want hold one player start button for 3 seconds. So again, toggle through the choices on credit setting using the A button until you get to free play. And then on exit game mode, hold one player start 3 seconds. Okay, that's all you need to change to get out of this and go back. You press the one player start button. Now this part's really important, so don't skip this part or it will not save the change. You have to save the change. So to do that, you go back a screen by pressing the one player start button here. Okay, then you need to use the joystick, come down to save settings, press A to confirm your choice of save setting. Save, setting, and reboot, yes. Okay, so what we did is we just plugged in the board, we set it on free play, and we allowed you to now exit the game in the middle of play. So if you start a game, if you want to leave that game, you press and hold the one player start button for 3 seconds. When you do that, well, let me just show you what it looks like. So we're going to enter a game here. I think this was, what did it say? Mortal Kombat. And so to exit the game, you press and hold the one player start button. When you do that, it's going to say continue or exit. So if you want to leave the game in the middle of play, you can just come down here to exit. And that is how you would leave a game. In addition, on some games, if you press and hold the one player start button, the window that pops up, it'll say, continue or exit, or it'll say save point or load point. So you can create a save point inside the game, and the next time you open up that game, you can load up that save point. So you can kind of pick up where you left off. That feature is available on about 90% of the games on this board. Not every game, but most of them. So for example, on a game like Zelda, if you're 5 hours into it, and you turn the game off and back on, you don't lose your progress. You can just load up where you left off as long as you created a save point inside the game. Nintendo Wii has a similar feature, so if you have a Wii, you're probably familiar with what that is. But the only other thing I'll point out is on this USB deal here. So I unplugged it, but these are lit up when they're activated. And so if for some reason the trackball or one of the joysticks aren't working, these all need to be blue. That just shows that they have power. So they have an on-off switch, okay? Other than that, let me know if you have any questions.